Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. It's December 28th and this will be my first video on my top 10 favorite songs by international artists for the year 2021. So yesterday I made a video on my top 10 songs from OPM artists. So today I'm going to make it for the foreign artists. So I do this every year. I've been doing this since 1983. So basically it's my 38th year of doing this. So every year I come up with a top 10 list. So I do this because I want to trace how my taste has changed or how my tastes have accommodated the new artists. And I guess this year it's a mixed crowd. There are 80s artists and there are also new artists from this generation. So let's start with the number 10 song for this year. This comes from an album which was this album exploded last year. No? It was nominated for Grammy of the Year. And I think the artist won one. I'm not sure if she won an award. I'm not really sure. But anyway, she was pretty big last year. She had many Grammy nominations. This year, this was one of, I think, the third or the fourth top 10 song from her album. Kasi most of her, but this year, she released another single which I think ended up at number 1 in the US. It also ends up at number 1 in my US charts. No, but that is not the song. The song at number 10 in my personal list is Dua Lipa's Pretty Please. Okay, that's the one. Oops, not that one. So again we have, okay, you can only play up to there, and then one more. Slow it down, my mind at ease. So I like the beat of the song. The album it came from, Future Nostalgia. I think that's 2 other #1 songs, no? Break Free and I'm not really good with titles anymore, no? One part of my brain has Alzheimer's already. I need the list. Anyway, let's listen one more time. Okay, so that's Pretty Please by Dua Lipa. That's my number 10 song. My number 10 song by international artists for the year 2021. Let's go down to number 9. Okay, I have this habit of listening to old albums. No? I have these magazines, gay magazines, which I'm still reading right now, and they feature artists, gay artists, and they featured the Communards. No? And I listened to the Communards album, a 1986 album, and one of the songs there figured strongly in my list this year. So this is actually a song which is almost 30 years old, no? But the message is very timely because it's For a Friend by the Communards. If you know the Communards, they sang Don't Leave Me This Way, no? And they had two number one hits in my own countdown, but that's the one that I can remember right now. This song also went to number 1. It became their third number 1 in my international charts, and for the year it ends up at number 9. So it's the song was written during the time of the AIDS pandemic, no? When it was still raging in America, in the United Kingdom as well. So yeah, this song resonates up to now, especially that the COVID-19 pandemic has also hit the whole world. So let's give one more listen to the song. If you remember, the lead singer of the Communards, I forgot his name, has a very high pitch, no? Yeah, Jimmy Somerville, that's his name. So Jimmy Somerville is this diminutive guy with a very cute face, and he has a very falsetto voice. No? So he uses his falsetto voice to great effect in this song. So from number 10 we had Pretty Please by Dua Lipa. At number 9 we had the Communards, For a Friend. At number 8 is a perennial visitor to my top 10, year-end top 10. And I'm sure she has reached the number 1 spot of my yearly top 10 in the past. But this year, her entry comes in at number 8. I'm sure you know her. That's the entrance of the... That's how the song begins. Yeah, so can you guess? She's had maybe around 30 top 10 songs in my countdown, and maybe around 12 number ones, no? 12 or 15. But she has a lot, because she has had an extensive career from 1986 to 2021. So she's had a career for almost 35 years. So her chart span is very long, especially for her gay fans, not for her LGBT fans, because she's like up there, no, in the pantheons of gay music. So that's the title of the song. At number 8, that's Magic by Kylie Minogue. So let's review. Number 10, we've had Dua Lipa with Pretty Please. Number 9 is the Communards, For a Friend. Number 8, Kylie Minogue with Magic. Female artists, as usual, dominate my top 10 this year. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. It's 5 on 5 pala. So 5 male artists. 4 female artists and 5 male artists. Because one of the female artists has 2 entries. No? Okay, DJs. At number 7, DJs are not uncommon in my year-end list. So every year, there's always a new DJ, from Zed to Calvin Harris to David Guetta, Avicii. I think last year it was Avicii and Coldplay. They were in the top 10, year-end top 10. So this year, the honor goes to Joel Corey and MNEK for their this was their hit song. Okay, so can you guess what it is? The song became a big hit in the UK, not in the US. So sometimes I observe the UK top 10 because they have a different taste compared to the Americans. Yes, I love the video of this song. It's very timely, very meaningful. Okay, finally, so this is Joel Corey with MNEK with Head and Heart. The title of the song is Head and Heart. So it's very easy to dance to the song. It comes in at number 7. Another dance song is at number 6, which is not uncommon. Every year, around 2, 3, 4 of my top 10 year-end songs are from the dance genre. And again, this year, since I listened to the nominees of the Grammy Awards, this song was nominated but didn't win. Nevertheless, it's in my year-end top 10, comes in at number 6. This is the rare instrumentals that... no, it's not an instrumental. Let's see, I'm not sure. So that's how the song begins. It's from the dance act Bauer, and the name of the song is Planets Mad. So this song was nominated for Best Dance Song, I think the other year, not this year. Yeah, but anyway, you can check for the Grammys. But it didn't win, but nevertheless, it's a winner in my book because it's number 6 in the year end. So if you listen to the song closely, it's very similar to the 90s dance song. If you listen to the Chemical Brothers, Prodigy, They have this. They have very similar sound aesthetics. That's why it resonates to older people like me. You know, because if you listen to the nominees for the dance song this last year, it was more of 70s African beats. No, that's why this song stood out very easily. So there's an electronic aspect to it, and as I said, the influence is very heavy on the electronica music. So number 6. So let's review the top 6. Number 6 is Planets Mad by Bauer. Number 7 is Head and Heart by Joel Corey and MNEK. Number 8 is Magic by Kylie Minogue. Number 9, For a Friend by the Communards. And number 10, Pretty Please by Dua Lipa. So we're now to the top 5. So usually the top 5, the difference between the number 1 song and the number 5 song is very, very slim. Any of those songs can easily be the number 1 song of that year. So let's start with number 5. This was one of the earlier songs from 2020, and it crossed over to 2021. I think this was the first number 1 song in my countdown for 2021. Last December of 24/17, no? Because I usually cut my year during the Christmas season. So it's Christmas season to the next year's Christmas season to accommodate Mariah Carey and all the other perennial Christmas song lists. No? So at number 5, he's the highest charting male singer for a singles artist for this year. He's had several number 1 songs in my countdown. This one is one of his biggest because it ends at number 5 in my year-end list. Yeah, when the song was released, when he only released a snippet of it, I was already in love with the song. That was very fun. Okay, and I love the video as well. And I like the guy as well. He was planning to go to the Philippines for a concert, but I think it was cancelled. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah, sad. So at number 5 is Charlie Puth with Girlfriend. Charlie is very popular with many of the younger generation guys, no, like Dylan. He likes his Spider-Man song, I think. But I don't know, the Fast and Furious song. But for me, this is one of my favorites from his. Number 4, another perennial number 1 artist in my countdown. She came into prominence in 2008 and has continuously produced number 1 songs from each of her albums, except I guess the ones which she does with, because I still have to listen to her work with I keep forgetting their names now. Tony Bennett. This year, Tony Bennett and she were nominated for Album of the Year, so it has a good chance of winning. But anyway, this song was supposed to be from the other day, from last year, but since my top 10 rolls on very, very slowly, I picked it in 2021, so it ends up in the year-end list this year. It was one of the songs that stood out for me from her Chromatica album, so I don't think she needs any more introduction. Okay, so every time I hear this song, I dream of, I think of, if I was asked to do the video of this song, I would make it look like a fashion modeling thing for transgender women. Because the title of the song is Free Woman. Yeah, so that's Lady Gaga with Free Woman. She does not release this song, but I'm sure if she did, then it could have made, you know, an impact in the charts. So it makes such an impact in my charts that it ends up at number 4. Okay, at number 3 is an artist who released 3 new albums every year since 2019. 19 I think was Lover, 20 was last year was Evermore, 2020 was Folklore. So I had a hard time keeping up with her hits because I was still doing hits from her Lover album when she released Folklore, and then I did hits from her Folklore album and she released Evermore. So the backlog was so huge from her top 10 list because many of her songs, several of her songs from each of those 3 albums went top 10 or number 1 in my list for the year end. So what happened was last year, it's only last year that these 2 songs, two of the songs from her Evermore album charted in my personal countdown. So at number 3 is one of my favorites this year. I heard it earlier, very early last year, 2020 December, and it ends up this year at number 3. If you listen to Evermore, most of her songs there are stories, and there are story songs, and this one is one of my favorites. It's about a girl who meets her high school crush or lover, and then, you know, she talks about the past and the present, and then she talks about how Christmas can be this damn season, because it's a season where you try to reconnect with people you love. But this song, I'm sure, was written from the point of view when she was already very famous. So that's "'Tis the Damn Season," Taylor Swift. It ends at number 3 in my yearly countdown. Number 2 is the highest charting band for this year. They come in at number 2. It's one of the surprise albums for me in 2021. It's listen to the song. So this is a band I've been snubbing for years, and suddenly they release this album, and I'm now a big fan. They're on top of my list of acts to watch when they have concerts here around Asia. Because I'm not sure if they're popular in here in the Philippines, but if they won't do a show here, then maybe I have to fly somewhere else to watch them. So the song is Better. It's by the Vamps. The Vamps have several songs in my number 1 songs in my top 10 this year. I think they're one of the highest. I think 3 or 4. If I'm not mistaken, 4 number 1 songs, and one of them ends up at number 2. Okay, that's Better by the Vamps. So let's recap my 10 top 10 favorite songs by international artists for the year 2021. At number 10, that's Pretty Please by Dua Lipa. Number 9, The Communards with For a Friend. Number 8 is Magic by Kylie Minogue. Number 7 is Joel Corey and MNEK with Head and Heart. Number 6 is Planets Mad by Bauer. Number 5 is Charlie Puth with Girlfriend. Number 4 is Free Woman by Lady Gaga. Number 3, "'Tis the Damn Season" by Taylor Swift. Number 2 is The Vamps with Better. And at number 1 is an artist who almost also reached number 1 last year. So last year she released Folklore. The lead single from that album almost became the number 1 song from last year. She was stopped by an Indonesian artist because at that time I was studying Indonesian, and I heard this Indonesian song. So last year's number 1 was, if we make a comeback to last year, let's review last year's top 10. See, yeah. Is it here? It should be here because I did not erase it. Okay, so let's review last year's top 10. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this was number 9, no? From last year. So last year Lana Del Rey was very strong in my year end. So at number 9 was Mariner's Apartment Complex by Lana Del Rey. She also had number 10. That's Norman fucking Rockwell. It's a title track from her album, which was again nominated for a Grammy for Album of the Year. So she had number 10, number 9 last year. And then, of course, as I said, an artist which had a top, had one of her songs end up at number 10 this year. Last year she had number 8 with this song. Yes, this is one of my favorite jail songs. When I was sad, I would just listen to this song. So that's Cool by Dua Lipa. It ended up at number 8. Last year. Number 7, very popular dance song from last year. She charted again this year, but none of her songs this year reached my top 10 for the year end. He ain't never seen it in a dress like this. He ain't never even been impressed like this. So Doja Cat with Say So ends up at number 7. Yeah, okay, that's a cute song. Okay, this one is the number 6 is the biggest band last year and this year. They're big again this year, but yeah, none of their songs this year entered my top 10 year end, but last year there was one. Yeah. I think this is one of their more superior songs. Yeah, that's Dynamite by BTS. So they end up at number 6. Number 5 from last year. Yeah, it's from Dua Lipa with Don't Start Now. So for 2 years, this album has produced several #1 songs from the Future Nostalgia album. Incidentally, Levitating is the #1 song in the US for this year. It also ends #1 in my own computation, in my own charts for the US charts, because it stayed in the top. I think for the whole year, that's been in the top 100. You know, it has been there for that. Unfortunately, I don't really like Levitating. I mean, I like Levitating, but not within the top 10. Okay, so this artist had #1 and #3 this year, no? Oops, I gave it away. But anyway, last year she had number 4, number 3, and number 2. So I'm gonna play them one after the other, no? The first 2 songs are from her Lover album. The next song comes from Folklore. I would be complex, I would be cool. Okay, so this song is The Man by Taylor Swift. It ends up at number 4 last year. So it's incredible, no? She released 3 superior albums year after year. So that is The Man by Taylor Swift, and it's at number 4 last year. Number 3, this one. Yeah. This was a song that introduced the album, I don't know if she released it, but I don't think it ended up in the top 10.
But you showed who you are then one magical night.
I forgot that you existed.
I forgot that you existed.
So the song, actually the number 1 to the number 5 songs are all number 1 in my list. It's just that I have to choose which ones really speak to me. So that song ended up at number 3 last year. The number 2 song from last year was The One, again by Taylor Swift.
We never paid it by the numbers, baby.
So again, I'm not really a Swiftie, I just like her songs. But if she does go to Manila and have a concert here, I should be somewhere there, either in the lower box or, you know, very near the stage.
Rose glowing with your chosen family.
Yes, The One by Taylor Swift. And the song that stops her from being number 1 last year was this song. It's from an Indonesian singer named Rizky Fabian with Kesempurnaan Cinta. It's one of the rare years where a non-English song ended up as the number 1 song of the year. It's not uncommon. I think the last time it happened. Anyway, let's finish Kesempurnaan Cinta first. It's not unusual for a non-English song to end up as my number 1 song of the year. The ones I remember are this one. This one is 2007 yata, no? It's from a Canadian singer, but she sings it in French. So this is my number 1 song from that year. Je t'oublierai by Isabelle Boulay. Je t'oublierai means I will forget you. So it's another love song. I think this one was there was one more, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I find them. Oh yeah, I found this Son Mannheim. Oh, this one. I forgot the year when it was released, but I think 2012. This is also my number 1 song of the year. A French guy had to translate the song for me because he understood, you know, German. So the title of the song is Die Welt noch nicht gesehen. Wait, Das hat die Welt noch nicht gesehen. I don't even know what it means in English. But I don't care. I love the lyric. I mean, I love the tune of the song. So again, these are some of the songs which ended up number 1, which are non-English speaking songs. So again, last year's number 1 was Kesempurnaan Cinta by Rizky Fabian from Indonesia. And this year, it goes back to English speaking because I think the only, wait, let's see. There weren't too many non-English songs this year. I don't know why. I think I was lazy this year because it was pandemic and I wasn't taking any languages, so yun. Oh well, I guess the highest charting would be this one. But this one is mixed English, mixed Icelandic. This was my vote for Best Original Song for the Oscar. Yeah, Husavik, my hometown, from the movie of the same title. You know? I don't know, the movie, the title was Eurovision Song Contest: The Story of Fire Saga.